In this demo, we're going to talk about how to go through and run a CA XCOM type equals execute job just to do a loopback transfer to your server. So the first thing you'll need is an XCOM server up and running. And from here, we're just going to look at the log for it. And we're going to make note of two things. We're going to make note of the get host return address and just that IP address that it gives you. And we're also going to make note of the active listener port. And after you have those two things, we're going to go to where we did our XCOM install. And we're going to go to the low-level qualifier of CBXG JCL. And inside here, there's a sample job, XCOM job E. And we're going to just edit this member. And inside this job, we're going to edit a few things. First thing we're going to do is insert a job card. After that, we're going to go down and we're going to edit a few things in the parm field. First thing we're going to do is we're going to edit the config equals to our config member. Then we're going to change the STC IP to be the IP name that we found earlier on the server. For in-house, I'm just going to use CA31. Next thing we're going to do is change the STC port to the port that we also noticed on the server. After that, we're going to change the XCOM HLQ to be the high-level qualifier for our install. And if we keep going down, the next thing we need to specify is our control data set. And for this demo, we're just going to comment out the XCOM Global and XCOM REST. And you can also make note here that if you're using a DB2 history, you'll want to uncomment this section, and this section. But for this demo, we're just assuming it's vSAM history. And then if we go down to the sysn01, this is where we can specify our destination IP name, which again is going to be the same IP name that we had earlier. The IP port, which again will be the same port. We're going to be getting rid of the LU and the file opt, whether it'll be create, replace, notify, whether or not you want to notify anybody when the transfer is complete, the local file, and the destination file. After that, we have a new xfer, which is you can just run another transfer directly after this one. And it can either reuse some of the parameters from above, or you can respecify the parameters. But for this demo, we'll just take this out. Okay, and now I filled in all those parameters. And for my local file, I'm just going to specify the job that we're running now. And for my remote file, I'm just going to have it create a new member inside of this PDS. And I'm just going to call it XCOM demo. And then I'm just going to submit this job. Got a return code 0. Let's take a look to see if it created that member. I can see it did create XCOM demo. And it is this the same member that we had before. It's just before it got edited because I didn't save beforehand. And then if we want, we can look out on the server and we can see that it completed the transfer. It received it and it sent the file. And that completes how to run a type equals execute loopback job with CA XCOM Data Transport.